रामभर्तारं दातारं सर्वसंपदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन गृहीतं पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि सततं भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणि वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवैहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। गीताया पुस्तकं यत्र यत्र पाठ प्रवर्तते तत्र सर्वाणि तीर्थानि प्रयागादीनि तत्र वै यत्र गीताविचारस्य पठनं श्रुतं तत्राहं निश्चितं बुद्ध्वा निवसामि सदैव हि। भरतामृतसर्वस्वं विष्णोर्वक्त्राद्विनिश्रुतं गीता गङ्गोदकं पीत्वा पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। Enter into the Jnana section. So we'll begin with the Bhakti chapter 12, which talks about, it's in fact called Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga has 20 shlokas. The chapter begins every time. As I said repeatedly to you, Krishna is not an ordinary teacher. Jagat Gurum, Vasudeva Sutan Devam, Kamsa Chanuramardanam, Devaki Paramanandam, Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. So he is a universal teacher. Universal teacher is not one who teaches for that day, for that person. He teaches for all times to come. That is why he is Jagat Guru. So what is relevant that day is relevant as much today and tomorrow and for every time to come. So that is the reason why he is called Jagat Guru. That's why every time he takes the chapter, we move from one chapter to the other, there is a continuity. Though we divide these 700 and odd slokas into 18 chapters, though we divide these first 6 as karma, the second 6 as bhakti, the third as jnana, there is no watertight compartment. There is a continuity, there is a consistency. There is whatever is said in the previous chapter is taken and then elaborated upon. So here Arjuna begins the question. Arjuna begins the question because it is based on the last chapter, last verse by Sri Krishna. In the last chapter, last verse in the Vishwarupa Sandarsana Yoga, Paramatma says, Matkarma Krita, Matparamaha, Matbhaktaha, Sangha Vivarjitaha, Nirvairaha, Sarvabhuteshu, Yasamam Yeti Pandava. He says, you should be Matkarma Krita. Do every work as if you are doing it for me. Whatever you do. That is why we say, this tradition is so strong. We say Krishnarpanam for everything. Neenga saapte Krishnarpanam. Saaptradhu neenga. And we say Krishnarpanam. That is wonderful tradition. So in this tradition, you don't do anything. Ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate, he says somewhere else. Only those people who are proud, who are egoistic, who are egocentric and think that I is more important, they think that I am doing this. Everybody else thinks that he is doing it. I am only an instrument. He said that very explicitly in the Bhagavad Gita itself. In saying Arjuna, he tells Arjuna, Nimittamatram bhava savyasacha. You are an instrument. These Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Krupa, everybody, they have already been killed by me. You are only an instrument. Nimitta matram bhava savyasacha. So you are an instrument. You should think that you are not doing anything and he is making you do things. You are only an instrument, you are doing it. So he says, Mat karma krita, do everything as if you are doing it for me. Mat paramaha, focus on me while you are doing this. And Mat bhaktaha, be devoted to me. Look at the way he tries to, like a good father or a good mother, tells the child to behave properly. He tells us every time. Only problem is we don't hear. Mat karmaha, mat paramaha, Madbhaktah, Sangha Vivarjitah. Sangha Vivarjitah, detachment, without any attachment. Nirvairaha, Sarvabhuteshu. Don't have malice towards anybody. Even if there is a, there is a beautiful, I think there should be one equivalent in Tiruvallur also. Vamana in Telugu says, Sampadagena yetti shatruvu tana jeta chikkeneni keedu seyaradu. Vasaga melu cheye pommanute chalu. So a person who is, who should be, is fit to be killed by you, if he comes to your house and says, I need refuge, I need security tonight, I take refuge in you, please protect me, that is not the time you should take revenge on him. That is the time you should shelter him. That is what Bhagavad Gita says. Nirvairaha sarvabhuteshu. Every time, this particular religion, what we call religion, Hinduism, he always talks about humanism. Always talks about humanism. Give compassion, show compassion to every being, not to other human beings alone, but every being. Nirvairaha sarvabhuteshu yaha saha mam yeti pandavaha. That person reaches me. He said these things. So this is an assurance he gave in the last chapter, that you should be matkarmakrit, madbhaktah, sangha vivarjitah, matparamaha, nirvairaha sarvabhuteshu. These 5 qualities if you have, do work for me, focus on me, have devotion for me, and don't have attachment for anything, and don't have enmity, malice towards anybody. That person reach me, he said. So now Arjuna asked, taking that, now there are different kinds of devotees. There are distinctly, there are 2 different kinds of devotees. Devotees who look at the form of the God. You need to have a Perumal Padam in front of you, or you need to have Ambal Padam in front of you, or you need to have a Puliyar Padam in front of you to worship. This is called Saguna Upasana. Saguna Sakara Upasana. You give a tribute to all qualities to the God. He has 4 hands, he has 10 heads, he has a serpent, he has a Lakshmi Devi at his feet. All these things, these are attributes that we give. These are gunas and akaras, shape and form we give. So there are devotees who worship taking shape and form into consideration. There are other devotees who worship the unmanifest. They don't need any form in front of them. They don't need any Puliyar Padam in front of them or anything. Just close their eyes and they are in a different world. So these 2 bhaktas are there. Who is superior? This is Arjuna's question, because now he is getting closer to the Jnana Kanda. So because of that, Jnana is coming in the next chapter. Questions come in this chapter regarding bhakti. So he says, Evam satata yukta ye bhakta tvam paripasate echa api akshara aksharam avyaktam teshanke yoga viktama. Out of these 2, who is superior? Is the one who worships with the form, shape, name, Vishnu Sahasranamam, we give 1,000 names, not one. Is he superior? Or the other person who does not have any form or name in the mind, but just meditates on the ultimate, is he superior? Who is superior? Now, the answer is, immediately he answers. He answers, again he says, what he said in the 11th chapter, last sloka, he reiterates that. He says, Maya Veshya Mano Yemam Shraddhaya Nityayukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetaha Teme Yukta Tamagataha. Again he says, again and again and again, Krishna says the same thing. Maya Veshya Manopartha. Concentrate on me. And Nityayukta Upasate, with controlled senses. Controlled senses. Nityayukta Upasate Shraddhaya. Bhakti oda Shraddha teva. Concentration, focus. Ye Yukta Tamagataha, they are superior to me, he said. This does not answer the question. He says, you should have focus on me, concentrate on me, control your senses, and have Shraddha, they are important. And Bhakti is such a wonderful concept. Bhakti is such a beautiful concept. that every Acharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Shankaracharya, everybody talked about bhakti so much because we are unable to get into serious thought process of getting into jnana. And we are not also able to leave everything to God. Perumal Papa, you say Perumal will take care of you, but you are not very confident about that. You will try to do what you want to do and then say Perumal Papa. That is also good. Perumal Papa no illiyo. So you will also every time, this is what is lack of confidence. That is why I said very much earlier, these two different kinds of bhaktas, the monkey and the baby, and the cat and the baby. The monkey baby has to hold the mother. Holding you is your responsibility. The mother has the responsibility of taking you from one tree to the other tree. It will jump, but hold it properly, otherwise you will fall. If you don't hold properly, you will fall. That is your mistake. But while taking, it will not cause any injury to you unless it is injury to her, the mother. It doesn't cause injury to you. So, Markata Kishora Nyaya. That there is a responsibility for the devotee there. There is another in which there is no absolute responsibility, the cat and the kitten. The cat carries the baby cat with its mouth. You don't need any responsibility, no holding at all. If it leaves, it leaves. But it carries its mouth and takes it from one house to the other house. They say 20 houses it will move. So there is no responsibility there. So in both the cases, there is one where you have responsibility and trust. Trust is there in both the cases. In one case there is responsibility of holding, the other case there is even that responsibility is not there. So that is called Marjala Kishoranyaya. Markata is Markata is monkey. That's why I tell you several times that we all know Sanskrit. And Marjala Kishoranyayam. So what he says is, you have to have some responsibility, and that responsibility is control your senses. Shraddha, Mayaveshya Manopartha Nichayukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopeta Te Me Yuktatama Mataha. They are superior to me. And bhakti is such a wonderful concept. That is why Shankaracharya, who believes in Advaita, who believes in formless worship, writes hundreds of verses on form. Then he also says in Viveka Chudamani, there are so many materials by which, so many paths, so many ways by which you can go to God, reach God, think of God, liberation, devotion, whatever. So there is bhakti, there is karma, there is jnana, there is vairagya, so many paths are there. But he says, moksha sadhana samagriyam bhaktireva gariyasi. He himself declares, most superior path to reach God is bhakti. Because in that, you don't have to do anything. Just think of his name. That is also difficult for us. That is what in this chapter very beautifully Krishna explains. Then he says, three responsibilities for you. Fixing your mind, focus, that is one responsibility. Control your senses, second responsibility. Concentration is third responsibility. Now, there are other people. He talks about the second variety of bhaktas who worship the unmanifest. He says, Ye tu aksharam anirdeshyam avektyam paripasate sarvatragam achintyam cha kutastham achalam dhruvam sate niyamya indriyagram te prapnavanti. They also reach me. But Krishna himself says, mind you, this is a beautiful concept, and it's only in Bhagavad Gita that Paramatma tells us this, that the second path is more difficult. Worshipping the formless is very much more difficult than having some idol in front of you, some shape in front of you, some name by which you worship. He says, Klesho adhikataraha tesham, Kleshaha adhikataraha tesham. For them who worship the unmanifest, that is more difficult. But there is no difference between this bhakta or that bhakta. Both are equal to me. They also reach me. But the easier path is this form bhakti. Bhakti where you have a shape in front of you, a form in front of you, a name in front of you. Then he says, Krishna himself says that those who worship me, removing all attachments, and only think of me, and regard me as Supreme Lord, meditate on me with single-minded devotion, they reach me. Yetu sarvani karmani mayi sanyasya. Sarvani karmani, all work, whatever actions you do, mayi sanyasya, leave it to me. Matparaha, focus on me. Mam dhyayanti, mam means me. Dhyayanti, only me they meditate upon. Upasate, worship me. Ananyenaiva yogena. Ananya yoga means ஒரு நாள் பூஜை பண்ணிட்டு. See, we are all so very fond of materialism. There is nobody who skips a meal unless there is emergency. But we skip puja, we skip anything. We don't skip lot of other things that we are fond of. Very regularly we do those things. TV 8 மணிக்கு பார்க்கணும், ஒரு சீரியல் வரும். 7:59 you are in front of it as if you are in front of God. And you don't even entertain people who come and talk to you at that time. You bring them to this serial and talk to them about the characters in the serial. You involve them in this. என்ன இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஃபோக்கஸ்டு மைண்ட் அது மேலே இருக்கே, இது மேலே வராதா? வரலாம். But what happens is we are fond of other things. What is important is being fond of. That's what he says, Maya Arpita, Maya Aveshya, Maya Sanyasya, it Mam Dhyayanti. He tells us repeatedly, focus on me, concentrate on me, think of me, pray me, worship me, dedicate to me. Every time he says. இத்தனை வாட்டி சொன்னாலும் புரியாது. And then ultimately he says, பகவத்கீதை கொஞ்சம் கூட புரியல. எப்படி புரியும்? This basic thing he says. And then saying, what he says is, okay, I will do this, what will happen to me? நம்ம எல்லாம் மெட்டீரியலிஸ்டிக். இது கொடுத்தா என்ன வரும் எனக்கு? So Krishna says, aham samudharta, tesham aham samudharta. For them, I protect them. Tesham aham samudharta. அவங்களை உத்தரணம் பண்ணுறது என்னுடைய கடமை. I will protect them, I will take care of them. Na samchaya, there is no doubt needed on this issue. பண்ணுவானா உடனே டவுட் நமக்கு. அதனால உடனே அவர் சொல்றார், ந சம்சயா, there is no doubt. மை நிவசிஷ்யசி, they also come and exist and dwell and live with me in me if they worship me like that. Now Sri Krishna says, problem of all of us, that's why I repeatedly say Krishna is a universal Guru. We are lazy by nature. All of us are lazy by nature. All of us are fond of materialism by nature. There are some universal qualifications for all of us. Laziness, fond of being materialism, senses and its pleasure, and then riches, fond of attachments, and living in our ego and blind with illusion and delusion. All of us. My mother, we had a sister. He passed away after the delivery and left a baby with us. That boy and me, there was only 7 years difference between me and him. We brought him up. And he grew up. My mother wanted to get him married. Then he got a son. Then she wants to see that son gets seat in medical college. There is no end to this kind of thing. அது ஒன்று பார்த்தா போகிறோன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, அது ஒன்று பார்த்த பிறகு இன்னொன்று வரும். So this continuation of the waves that we get into materialism does not end. That is why he says, he tells Arjuna 3-4 steps. He gives a problem that we all face. Look at the love of the God to all of us. He gives us the problem. He says, this is your problem. For this problem, this is the remedy. Now he says the first problem, he says. What is the first problem all of us face? Concentration. All of us. நம்ம பூஜை பண்ணுறோம் சார், பட் bodily I am sitting there, but mind is not concentrating. Why? So he says, Adachittam, he says first thing is, Ada chittam samadhattum nashashyosi mai sthiram. Suppose you cannot concentrate on me. This is our all problem, universal problem to all of us. Now we sit in front of the God and we want to worship, and the mind thinks of something else. இந்த இன்கம் டேக்ஸ் ரிட்டர்ன்ஸ் ஃபைல் பண்ணமே, அவன் வந்து இப்போ ஏதோ வரும் இதுக்குள்ளே ஃபோன் ரிங் ஆகும். And this much of little concentration that you may trying to have, that will go away with the phone ring. யார் ஃபோன் பண்ணி பாரு ஒரு வாட்டி, you are here and you tell your wife or your son and the phone யாருன்னு பாரு, where are you now? Your mind is not there. So this is the universal problem. He says Adha chittam samadhattam nachaknoshi. If you are not able to concentrate, that is the problem. Remedy. What is the solution? Abhyasa yogena tatah mam ichchaptam dhananjaya. Don't worry, you practice every day. Every day you go on practicing. Then this is called yoga. Abhyasa yoga. Abhyasam yoga. ஒரு நாள் முதல்ல ஒரு கர்நாடக, you are learning Carnatic music. முதல் நாளில் தியாகராஜ கிருதி பாட வருமா? வராது. சாப்பாசாவோட ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணணும், அப்புறம் சரளி, அப்புறம் ஜண்டஸ்வரம் பாடணும், இது பாடணும், அது பாடணும், எத்தனை ஸ்டெப்ஸ் இருக்குது. இது எப்படி, how are you practicing that? Similarly, though you cannot do anything, just abhyasa yoga. Go on practicing. He gives a wonderful example. Now a newly born baby. Do you know that baby? It's your son or your daughter, but you don't know that baby until it is born. And before it is born, you start developing attachment towards that baby. And as it grows, your attachment grows. And similarly, a newly-wed couple. In those days, the couple don't know each other. I'm consciously using in those days. They don't know each other. So they develop affection, attachment towards each other over a period of time that they cannot live without each other. எப்படி வருது? Abhyasa yogam. So what Abhyasa yogam is possible in human relationships, can it not be possible? Is it not possible with the relation with God? So he says the problem is you are unable to concentrate. Constantly practice. Go on practicing. Day by day, after 1 year, 2 years, depending on your maturity and inclination, your will to surrender to God, you will get it. That is the first thing he said. Then suppose you say, I am not able to practice. Abhyasa என்னால் பண்ண முடியல. So this is the second problem. And he says, Atha etadapi ashaktosi. Even if you cannot do this practice, kartum mat yogam achritaha sarva karma palatyagam tatha kuryat atmavan. So do one thing. You are unable to concentrate, you are unable to practice, then at least, sarva karma palatyaga. Drop all the results of all action that you do. Adu sulabhamava. Is it easier? Every action that you do, you think that you are doing for him, and then think that whatever result, it is God. I am not responsible. If most of us take pride. So when it is success, I say, I have done it. When it is failure, கடவுள் வந்து failure என்ன கடவுளா? Success என்ன நான் தான். So he says, sarva karma palatyagam, you do that. Then he says, abhyasena asamardhopi matkarma paramo bhava. First thing is, you think that you are doing every action for him. That is the first thing. The remedy is, madardhamapi karmani kurvan siddhihi avapyasi. First thing, if you cannot practice, if you cannot concentrate, practice. If you cannot practice, do work for me. If you cannot do work for me, drop all the results of all work. Then you say, even that I cannot do. Then he says a wonderful answer, you are unfit. He says, because there are steps. Sreyopi jnanam abhyasa. Abhyasa moda jnanam perumeya. This is better than abhyasa. Practice பண்றதோட பக்தியோட jnanam is better. Jnanat dhyanam. Jnanamoda dhyanam is better. Instead of having knowledge and not able to concentrate or meditate is no use. So he says dhyanam is better than jnanam. And then dhyanam karma phalatyagam. Drop all the results of all actions you do. That is more important. And if you do that, what happens is Shanti. If you are worried about a result of a particular action, then you are a worried man. If you think that the results of the actions are given to him, then you are not worried because it is his. Sarva karma palatyagam will give you Shanti. That he says. Then he says, how will I do these things? He says, okay, if you cannot do these things, there is a process of evolution. You cannot become a butterfly overnight. So you have to become a larva, a pupa, a imago, and then you become a butterfly. So then let us go through this process and you start following one by one. I will give you 36 qualities. You follow these one by one. Get to understand that you adhere to, you try to assimilate these things and try to get these qualities. Adveshta sarvabhutana, maitra karuna evacha, nirmamo nirhankaraha, sukha dukkha samakshami. 4 qualities he gives in this shloka. Adveshta sarvabhutana, no enmity towards any being. Gradually, these are the qualities one by one if you get. At least to 50%, 60%. That's enough. Maitraha karune evacha. And feel friendliness towards them and compassion towards them. Maitri and karuna. Adveshta sarvabhutana maitra karune evacha nirmamo nirhankara. There are 2 things that bother us. One is I, another is me. Non is ahankara. Another mamakara. Nirmamo nirhankaraha sukha dukkha samakshami. Sukham vandalum, dukkham vandalum, ore madiri irkanum. Equanimity. So he says 4 qualities here. And then he says, who is a yogi? Santushtaha satatam yogi. One who is contented is the best saint in the world. Or Samyar irpar. And the Samyar, you can see a lot of Samyars anywhere in this country who is having hundreds of thousands of acres of land and huge buildings and thousands of followers, and you find after their death this much of gold in their bedroom and all those things. He says yogi means santushtaha. One wonderful definition. He gives different definitions about yoga in Bhagavad Gita. At one other place he says yogaha karmasu kaushalam. Doing things efficiently itself is called yoga. Anything you do. ఇప్పుడు వీడు పెరిగినాலும் సరే అది కరెక్టా పన్నా అదే యోగం అన్నారు. Perfection in work is called yoga. One definition. Another definition here he gives is contentment is yoga. Santushta satatam yogi. Yatatma, self-control. Dhrudhanischaya, determination. Mayarpita mano buddhi. Every time he talks about Mayarpita mano buddhi. Focus on me, and manas and buddhi should be given to me. Mana, buddhi, mayarpita, arpanam to me. Mayarpita mano buddhi, madbhakta same priya. Devoted to me. He is closer to me, dear to me. Then he says, yasmatmo jvidite lokaha. One who does not create problems to the society. Look at these wonderful qualities. Is there religion in this? That's why, Hinduism is such a secular religion by itself. The Vedas or the Bhagavad Gita or Brahma Sutra, they do not speak about this, do this and worship this, otherwise you go to here or you go there. This he says, very wonderfully he says, Yasmatno dvijate lokha, one who does not create problems to the society. And Yasmatno dvijate che, who is not scared of the world. Harsha amarsha bhaya udvega muktaha. He should not be elated by happiness. He should not have, lot of us, some people, all of us get angry. And there are people who get angry and that anger does not go for 1 week or 10 days. There are people who get angry within 1 minute, they become normal, they smile. Amarsha means long drawn anger. சில பேர் 10 நாள் 10 நாள் மூஞ்சி அப்படிதான் இருக்கும். ரொம்ப நமஸ்காரம் பண்ண வேண்டிய personalities. So he says, anapeksha, don't have expectations. Shuchihi, be pure. All these 36 qualities you cannot have, at least have 15 qualities, 10 qualities. And the other qualities to 10%, 15%, 20%. Shuchihi, purity. Dakshaha, alert. Udasinaha, unconcerned and non-indulgent in others' affairs. Gatavyeha, untroubled. Sarvarambha parityagi, everything at the outset. He renounces everything even before he touches it. He is dear to me. Yana hrushtati, na dveshti, na chochati, na kankshati. You have no desire, no enmity, no thinking. Shubhashubha parityagi, you get good things or bad things, you take them equally. Bhaktiman, samashatraucha mitrecha, repeatedly say the same qualities. Mitra and Shatru, treat them equal under. Samashatraucha mitrecha. Tadha manavamanayoho. Whether people respect you or insult you, humiliate you, take it easy. Because those people who respect you even before they have. Respect is something in the mind. ஒரு பொனாடை போட்டு ஒரு மொமெண்டோ கொடுத்து அது அந்த பக்கம் போய் திட்டுனா அது என்னது? So he says there are so many things that one should understand, that people should not have attachment towards, expectation towards people praising. There are people who only listen to flattery to them. They cannot hear any criticism at all. There are people who all of us know, very wonderful people otherwise, but one word of criticism they get upset. So he says, Tulya Ninda Stuti. All these are same qualities. Ninda and Stuti. Ninda Panninalam, Stuti Pannilam, Tulya Ninda, equanimity. Don't take them either this, don't be flattered, elated, don't get depressed because there is somebody humiliating you. Bhaktiman. And he says, this is Dharmyamrutam. This is the nectar of the righteousness that I am giving to you. The qualities that I have given you, this is the essence of all these things. Yad bhakta paryupasate shraddhadanaha mat parama bhaktaha te atiyo me priyaha. Those who attempt to adhere these things are very close to my mind. So bhakti means not just worshipping the God. Bhakti also means these qualities. Being compassionate to the other beings, being equanimity in pain and pleasure, in sorrow and in happiness, in wealth and in poverty, and treating people equally. All these qualities make a bhakta. Don't think that போட்டுக்கிட்டு நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி வெளியில் வந்து இன்னொரு மாதிரி இருந்து that's not at all bhakti. Bhakti encompasses all these wonderful qualities. So beautifully said in Bhakti Yoga last chapter, and that is the end of the 12th chapter. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Bhakti Yoga Nama Dvadasha Yoga. The 12th chapter we complete. From here we get into the 6 other chapters which deal with Jnana. So please understand, Bhakti and Jnana, Karma, Bhakti, Jnana are not watertight compartment. They have overlaying qualities of one another. So now the chapter 13, because this is from here there are a lot of questions and a lot of answers, because Jnana is something that has to be practiced, that has to be evolved, that is not overnight that something you get. It's a process. So in this 13th chapter, which is called Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga, Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga. I will tell you the meaning as we go into the chapter. Now the first question that Arjuna asks, after hearing that, he says, now he is trying to get himself into a higher pedestal. So he asks him, Prakritim Purushancheva, Kshetram Kshetrajnamevacha, Etat Veditim Ichchami, Jnanam Geyam Cha Keshava. He asks 6 questions. Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Jnana, Gneya. These are the 6. What are these 6? He asked. In fact, these 6 are only one answer. Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti is matter, Purusha is spirit. In other words, Prakriti, Purusha is spirit, the God, the divine head. Prakriti is what is around us. And then Kshetra, Kshetrajna. Kshetra is all being, Kshetrajna is God. Jnanam is knowledge. Jnayam is that which you should know using the knowledge. The goal of knowledge is Jnayam. So he asked this question, and then simple answer first. Immediately, what a good teacher should do is, when the student asks a question, don't complicate matters to him. If you cannot simplify them, thank you very much. But don't complicate things when a student asks a question. The student asks a question, Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Jnana, Jnaya, what are these? And Sri Krishna says, Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetramitya Vidiyate. This body is known as Kshetra. Etat ye vetti tam prahuhu kshetrajneti tadvidaha. One who knows about the inner and outer nature of this body is called Kshetrajna. Very simple answer. This body is Kshetra. In other words, you are Kshetra, I am Kshetrajna. Very simple answer. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramiti abhidiyate yatatyo vetti tam prahuhu kshetrajneti iti tadvidaha. So, this body is known as Kshetra, and one who knows about the inner and outer nature of this body. You see, there is a beautiful text called Yoga Vasishta, in which, Yajnavalkya teaches Rama the tenets of philosophy. There also the same concept. He says, Kshetram Shariram Ityahuhu. Shariram. Sharirati is the Vadambaki Kshetra and pair. Tat asau vetti akhanditah sa bahyabhyantaram tena kshetrajneti kajyate says Yoga Vasishta. Idoda bahyabhyantara, inside and outside whatever exists, and whoever knows about the inner nature and whatever is there outside this body, he is known as Kshetrajna. That is what Yoga Vasishta says. So Paramatma. And that is why, after giving this answer, Sri Krishna wants to see whether Arjuna understands, or he wants to emphasize it further and says, Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi. I am Kshetrajna. Sarvakshetreshu Bharata, for all beings, whether it is an animal, an ant or an elephant, or a human being, every charachara srishti, in the உலகத்தில் இருக்கிற எல்லாமே, every body and everybody, I stay in them. Now, kshetrajnayo cha jnanam yat tat jnanam mattama. The jnanam that is directed towards understanding the kshetra, and that means the body and the beings, is jnanam of kshetra. And the God and the one who understands, who creates all these kshetras is called kshetrajna. This kshetrajnayor jnanam, this jnanam of understanding the bodies and the God is known as jnanam. And that knowledge is knowledge which understands the concept of this, the living beings and the ultimate, the pyramid. That's what he says. Then he says, now there is one thing, there is a very beautiful concept here. Everybody has, even Krishna, has a particular time when he is in a particular mood. Now Arjuna asks, after the Mahabharata war is over, and when all the Pandavas are ruling, one day Arjuna asks Sri Krishna, can you repeat Bhagavad Gita to me? You know what Krishna says? I will tell you, but I may not be as good as what I have said earlier, because at that time I was yogarudha. I was in a mood of yoga then. So whatever I was able to tell you then will be something different, and whatever I tell you now may not have the same effect and same emphasis. So what is important here is kshetrajnayo jnana. The jnanam that relates body, the human beings, the living beings, and the ultimate. Now he says, this is a topic that has been discussed extensively in Rishibhihi Bauddha. All the rishis talked about kshetra and kshetrajna. Chandobhi vividhai pradak. Brahma Sutra Padacheva Hetumatbhi Vinichitaihi. This is a topic that has been discussed in Vedas by the rishis, and in the Brahma Sutras. Chandas means Vedas. Rishibhihi Bahuda Gita Gitam Chandobhi Vividhai Pradak Brahma Sutra Padacheva Hetumatbhi Vinichitaihi. These are all extensively discussed. I will give you now 24 components which constitute what is Kshetra. The 24 components are Mahabhutani, the 5 elements are 5. 5 Jnanendriyas, 5. 5 Karmendriyas, 5. 15. 1 Manas, 16. Then Avyak Panchendriya Gocharaha, the perceptible things that are perceived by the Indriyas, those are 5. So, Panchendriya Mahabhutani 5, Ahankara is 6, Buddhi is 7, Avyaktam unmanifest or Maya is the 8th one, Indriyani Dashaikancha 10 Indriyas and 1 Manas. So totally it comes to Panchendriya Gocharaha, the 5 elements, Ahankara 5 plus 1 6, and then Buddhi is 7, Avyakta Maya is 8, and 10 Indriyas, that is Pancha Jnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas. So 18 Buddhi, Manas is 19, Pancha Indriya Gocharaha, what you see, what you experience with the Indriyas is 5, 19 plus 5 is 24. These 24 constitute Kshetra. And what are the qualities of these 24? They will create Ichcha. Because you have these senses, you will tend to have liking and dislike. Ichcha, Dvesha, Sukham, Dukkham, Chetana, Dhruti. These are the 6 things that you get out of these 24 things. All these senses, all these Panchabhutas. Why Panchabhutas? Because, when we die, when the body is cremated, there nothing exists. The water goes into the water, the ether goes into the ether, the Prithvi goes into the earth, the Agni goes into the fire. So we merge with the 5 elements. So look at the concept of 5 Indriyas, 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, 5 Bhutas. All are the same. So all these things together create Sukham and Dukkham, Santosham and Chetana and Dhruti. Chetana is intellect and Dhruti is steadfastness, determination. So these things together is called Kshetra. And this is Kshetra. Now he says there are 3 things that he talks about. Very beautiful scientific way of, that's why Bhagavad Gita is considered a very scientific text and has been translated into world over every language. Many languages all over the world. Though they don't understand Hinduism, they understand Bhagavad Gita. Because it gives you Kshetra, Kshetrajna. Jna means to know. What are the things that you should know before you know the God? Again, he gives the same qualities he gave in the Bhakti Yoga. That is why he says there is an emphasis, there is a continuation, there is a consistency. He says Samanitvam. These qualities you should have before you understand the God. What are the qualities? He gives 20 qualities. Very simple qualities. All of us, some of us have some of these qualities definitely. Amanitvam, humility. Adambhitvam, unpretentiousness. Purnal, speaking in front of you in one face and another face behind you, that is not it. Unpretentiousness, no pretension. Ahimsa, non-injury. Kshantihi, forgiveness. Arjavam, uprightness. Acharyopasana, service to the Guru. Shaucham, purity. Sthiryam, steadfastness. Atmanigraha, self-control. Indriyardheshu, vairagyam, detachment towards the senses. Anahankarevacha, no ego. Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi, dukkha, doshanu, darshanam. Looking at janma, youth, old age, death, as a process, as an evolution. Don't take them seriously. If you become old, if there is one grey hair, don't immediately try to dye it. After all, you are going to die. So he says, understand the concept of that. Asaktaha, non-attachment. Anabhipsvangah putradara gruhe gruhadishu. Look at this. Anabhishvangah putradara gruhadishu. Non-identification of self. Very clearly, please understand the meaning of this. Non-identification of the self with wife, son, children and home. I am not saying don't go home after this lecture. What I am saying is, as I said earlier, a boat can be in water. Water should not be in the boat. That much of a detachment. And nityancha samachittatvam ishtanishtopapatishu, constant mind, equanimity. Maicha ananya yogena bhakti, worship and devotion in mimi. Vivikta desheshu sevitvam. Try to be in solitude at least for a couple of hours. At least if not couple of hours, 1 hour, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Be alone and meditate. Vivikta desheshu sevitvam aratihi janasamsadi. It doesn't stop there. He says, don't be involved in crowd all the time. Aratihi janasamsadi. Get away from the crowd. Be alone for some time and try to meditate alone. And Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam, constancy in worship. ஒரு நாள் நம்ம ரொம்ப பெரிய you are the only devotee மாதிரி பிஹேவ் பண்ணுவோம், இன்னொரு நாள் டிவோஷன் இருக்காது. That inconsistency இல்லாமல் தத்துவஜானார்த்த தர்சனம், urge to find the true knowledge. These are etat jnanamiti praktam. This is called jnana. These 20 qualities is called jnanam. That which is not there in this list is ajnanam. He says that ajnanam yatato anyatha. So amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, kshanti, rajyavam, acharyopasanam, shaucham, stairyam, atmanigraham, indriyardeshu, vairagyam, anahankara evacha, janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshana darshanam, asakti anavishtvanga putradara gruhadishu, nityanta samachittatva चित्तत्वम इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु मयि च अनन्य योगेन भक्तिः अव्यभिचारिणी विविक्त देशेषु सेवित्वम् अरतिः जनसंसदि आध्यात्मज्ञान नित्यत्वं तत्त्वज्ञानार्थदर्शनम् एतत् ज्ञानमिति प्रोक्तम् अज्ञानं यततो अन्यथा. These wonderful verses will give you the qualities that you should have before you understand who is God and what is God. And he then says the God is all-pervading. God is all-pervading, and what you understand through this is, there are several ways. He also concludes this chapter. I want to complete one more chapter today, so bear with me. We will take another 10 minutes. Jnanena atmani pashyanti. Kechit dhyanena atmani pashyanti. Some people attain God or see God by dhyana. Some people by atmanam, they will dwell within themselves. They will see the God within themselves. Anye sankhya yogena, the other people go through different schools of philosophy. Karma yogena, the other people who will do work as worship. So there are jnana, there is bhakti, there is karma, there is vairagya. All these paths are same thing. So he says kshetrajna or jnanam. This knowledge of Kshetra and Kshetrajna is important to go further in Jnana Yoga. That he concludes, Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishnarjuna Samvade Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yogo Nama Trayodashodhyaya. 13 chapters. We'll go to the 14th chapter and finish. 14th chapter is a very important chapter. We are all very, very fond of this chapter because this chapter talks about permutations and combinations of our personalities. This is called Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. There are 3 gunas in all of us. Sattva Guna. Sattva Guna is peace, calmness, tranquility, brilliance. Rajo Guna, passion, desire. Tamo Guna, ignorance, sleep, food oriented. So these are the 3 qualities. That is called tamas. And these gunas. And now all these gunas exist in all of us. So why are we different from one another? See, this is a beautiful concept that all of us have these 3 qualities in different permutations. And God also says, I exist in all of you. If he exists in all of us, and all the three qualities also exist in all of us, why are we so different from one another? Take Ganga water, put it in different bottles, colored bottles, white bottles, different colors, or different shapes. Now the Ganga water is the same, but the quality of the bottle is influences the way that we look at it. Now in a green bottle, the water, Ganga water looks green. In a cricket bottle, the Ganga water looks upside down and turned down. So it is not the fault of the Ganga water. It's not the fault of the bottle itself. It is the fault of the person who looks at it. So he says, Sattam Raja Tama iti Gunaha Prakriti Sambhavaha. They are by nature, we all of us get it. Nibadhananti. Sanskrit is a beautiful language. Guna also means rope. These gunas tie us. Adanalda rope and pair. Gunam andrale rope. Gunam also means character or quality or trait. So these traits tie us. Sattvam, tatra sattvam nirmalatva prakashakamanāmayam. Sattvam is nirmalam, pure, and prakashakam, brilliance. Sukha sangena badnati. It always looks at comfort. Because that person who has sattva in him, he is comfortable all the time. He doesn't complain. And jnana sangena chanagha. He looks for understanding, try to improve his knowledge, read books, or go to, pravachanams, or things like that. Because what he understands is, improve your knowledge. Learn to be comfortable with yourself. If you are comfortable within yourself, you are comfortable with everything outside you. There is something wrong here, it looks wrong everywhere there. So sattva sangena badhnati jnana sangena chanagha. That is the quality of sattva. Prakashakam, anamayam, it is brilliance, it is sattvam, it is purity. And then rajaha ragatmakam vidhi. Raja is attachment. Trutnasanga samudbhava. Thirst. Get more. More. Wants are unlimited. You want more and more. And towards that, what you do is, there is no limit for your desires. And there is no limit for what you possess. There are things that we have in our house that you may not even look at for 10 years, but you still want to have them. You can't throw them away. This is attachment towards objects that we have. Tan nibadhananti kaunteya karma sangena dehina. Jnana is the quality of sattva. Karma, action because you want to get something more. That is Raja. And tamastu, tamoguna, is ajnanajam vidhi, ignorance. Mohanam sarvadehinam, it is delusion. Pramada alasya nidrabhi tan nibadhanat. Headlessness. Don't even think about things. Alasya, laziness, indolence, and nidra. If he wakes up, he will eat or he will fight. Otherwise, he will eat and sleep. That is the quality of tama. So, tattvam sukhe sanjayanti. Tattvam gives comfort. Raja karmani bharata. Raja is attached, oriented towards karma. And jnanamavritya tama pramade sanjayanti. Tama is covers. It does not, it completely puts a wall around jnana. You cannot even think of an iota of jnana in tamas. So these are the qualities. Sattva is predominant when knowledge shines, and greed is predominant when raja is predominant, and darkness, ignorance is predominant in tamoguna. Now, urdham gacchanti sattvastha. Now what happens when you die? With sattva gunam more in you, you will go up. Urdham gacchanti. And if you have rajoguna then you are in Madhya and middle level. And if you have Tamoguna, when you die, you go to Adholokas. That's what he says. And this is a beautiful concept and Sattva-guna, Rajo-guna, because I don't want to extend Bhagavad Gita beyond April. We are trying to conclude this chapter also today. This is a very beautiful chapter with only about 24 slokas. Again he says, Sattva-guna means manavamanayoho tulyaha. Now Arjuna asks after these all qualities of Sattva, Tama and Raja, all of us are a permutation and combination of these things. One day we are very intelligent, very bright, very pure, very calm. Another day we are fond of so many things, restless, sleepless, argumentative, quarrelsome. The third day you sleep and eat every Sunday. Don't get up. I don't understand this clock, that how it works. But some people can sleep until 11 o'clock in the morning on Sundays. Sunday there is a separate clock, I don't know. So what happens is, we wantonly choose to put ourselves in one of these qualities. And the more we try to put ourselves in the Sattva, we are that much better, that much closer to the God. And Raja, that much mundane and materialistic, that much restless and, desirous and involved in senses. And if you don't do this and that, and try only thinking that life means eat and sleep, there are people who think like that. Even millionaires and billionaires, there are people among them who think that life is to enjoy. So, indulge in all activities that will create happiness to you physically, and then drink and sleep and do whatever you want to do. But don't try to even think of God, don't learn anything. Alasya, Nidra, if you want to get involved in laziness, indolence and inertness, and Alasya and Nidra, sleep and ignorance. So these are the qualities all of us have, but try to improve the quality of the Sattva, reduce the quality of Raja, zero the quality of Tamas. And that's why Arjuna asks him, is there a person, will anybody become beyond these three qualities? Gunatitaha, what happens? Then he says, Gunatita is a wonderful quality. Na dveshti, sampravrittani, na nivrittanti kankshati, manavamanayoho tulyaha, tulya mitra aripakshayaha, sarvarambha parityagi, gunatita sauchyate. The qualities that he gave earlier in the 36 qualities and the 20 qualities, all these qualities will cause sarvarambha parityagi, anapekshaha, and sama sitoshna sukha dukkheshu, equanimity. These qualities will create gunatita. So, what we should do is remove the tamas, reduce the rajas, improve the sattva, and gradually try to go beyond these three qualities. That is the place where you are closer to the God. And with that, we conclude chapter 14. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Samvade Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga Nama Chaturdashochayah Kayena Vacha Manasendriyarva Buddhyatmana Va Prakriti Swabhava Karomi Yajyat Sakalam Parasmay Narayanayat Samatprayami Yadakshara Padabhrashtam Matrahinanti Yat Bhavet Tatsarvam Chametan Deva Narayan Namastate Mangalam Kausalendraya Mahaniya Gunatmane Chakravarti Tanojaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam Sarvamangalamangalye Shive Sarvath-sadhake Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayan Namaste Sri Akantaya Kalyanidhaye Nidhayathinam Sri Venkatanivasaya Srinivasaya Mangalam Mangalashasana Padaihi Madacharya Purogami Sarvaichya Purvairacharya Sukritaya Mangalam Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamaste.